Captain on the bridge.
Alright, captains, we are back here on the bridge, and today, yes, we got something to go over from Star Trek Online X feed, so on screen. Yes, captains, before we get into this video, do us a huge favor, hit the like button to help this video, to help the overall channel. Of course, if you're new here, welcome. Consider subscribing here to the YouTube bridge. We're always on the lookout for like-minded captains to share our love, passion for Star Trek Online, but also things Star Trek. Now, with that said, here we go. Yes, captains, I thought I'd be saying we'd be going to the Star Trek Online Discord server, but it looks like we're still on the X feed. So as we normally do, ECs will be dropped, and then at the end give our conclusions. Now, in fairness, if we do go to the Discord server for Star Trek Online, there is this announcement from Counselor Sana stating, "Greetings, captains. This was 3:03 a.m. June 26. From now on, all our announcements on social media will be mirrored here." This is the channel here, and it's under the channel Discord announcements. Keep an eye or even subscribe to our announcements channel to stay up to date. Additionally, we have added 2 new rules that we ask you all to keep in mind. So again, in fairness, it is stated on Discord, but it's actually still not here. So thought we would mention that. Now, here is what we're looking at, and it's kind of exciting, not gonna lie. So, almost 4 decades ago, the Alpha and Beta quadrants were plunged into the chaos of the Dominion War. Today, our historians have scoured our archives with images of events from throughout the war. These should tide you over until next week, when we have more exciting news for you. So, as the drop of this video, sometime next week, when I look at the schedule here, so either June 30th on for that week, and we're going into July already, dear goodness, we will be getting an announcement of something that has to do with these 4 images. So let's go over the 4 images now. First image up, it's a Federation fleet. And what do we see here? Well, we see a bunch of Mirandas, because, you know, cannon fodder. Now, surprisingly, this specific Miranda ship has the actual mission pod from that one game. I can't remember. It was kind of like a Star Trek Armada type game. Captains, if you know, let me know in the comments below. Obviously, we didn't play it. Not our type of game. But it's using it here in this image here. Whether this is from the actual TFO, I don't know. So again, you have Mirandas, you have a Saber class, an Akira, Steamrunner, Excelsior, and of course my baby there, the Galaxy. Now, something to make of note here, this New Orleans class, it has that holographic shimmer on it. So this is leading me to believe that this is going to be what we are going to be flying, because I think this is going to be a historic recreation TFO, which we already have some in-game, but we'll go over that in a bit after we go over these images. Now, in those other TFOs, we do actually use the ships in that appropriate era. So this is why I think they're showing us this holographic shimmer. So there's that whole Federation fleet there. Next image, we have an image of the Jem'Hadar ships. Along with this, I'm not sure if that's just a I think that maybe the wormhole closing, opening, not sure, but or a quantum torpedo coming at you, I don't know. But most likely the wormhole there, so it's Jem'Hadar, so Federation ships versus Jem'Hadar ships. Next image, we have the Peregrine fighters here, which what I believe was part of the attack wings in some of the battles there in DS9. Because of course we know that the Dominion War was featured in DS9. And then the last image is just this big old plate, which I believe is a Cardassian ship. So keep that in mind. I think this is a Cardassian ship. Now, going back to what I said, we already have TFOs in Star Trek Online that recreate battles on screen. What are they? Well, the first one here, which this is from 2018, that is a long time ago, it feels like, but is the Battle of Binary Stars. Again, it says it's one of the most important historic battles. Now, for this one, when you go into this, you are given a ship of the appropriate era. Doesn't matter what ship you go into, you're going to get one of the ships in Discovery. Having said that, I do wish that they would give us a choice to pick what ship we get to be. Or if you are already one of the ships appropriate for that era, that you stay in that ship, right? I just don't know why. I don't know why. I wish that would be a thing. So there's the first one. The second one is this Synth Wave. One of my favorite missions too here, Star Trek Online. This is from Star Trek Picard. The first one was from Discovery. This one is from Star Trek Picard. And you can see this was in game April 2021. So not too long ago, but still quite a long time, 5 years. And of course, up to recently, last year, we got the Battle of Wolf 3.5. Now this, we definitely got hyped up for. I got hyped up for. As you can see there's actually our thumbnail that we use to feature this. This was our playthrough there. It was in the Google there, so of course, why not feature it? But this was so hyped up that this was even, they had an article there, first look at Battle Wolf 359 on Trek Movie. There was a ship chart released by Star Trek Online that included the Parliament. And again, there is that image there of the New Orleans there, just again going up against the Borg Cube. Now, the battles that I think, or one of the battles that I think that we're going to be getting with this, all of this, these pictures that they're trying to represent is, well, the first one could be the Battle of Jintaka. So this is like one of the scenes that really broke my heart when I saw Nakira just get destroyed. But there could be this battle. Now, we're familiar with, some of you captains are very familiar with this. There's a huge Federation fleet that was comprised of not only Federation ships, but also Klingon and Romulan ships going up against the Jem'Hadar. I know there was like 2 battles here that they did in DS9. So talking about TFO wise, what I think this could be first phase is go up against the Jem'Hadar fleet. Getting past that, unfortunately this is probably all time gated. Then going against the orbital weapons, punching through that, and then the third and final phase would be escorting the Defiant, where it gives the final blow there on the power supply for all those orbital weapons. The second, and what I think is most likely the TFO will be, is this Sacrifice of Angels, which I think is one of my favorite on-screen battles. As you can see here, it actually features all the ships that we saw there. I didn't see, though, a New Orleans, so that's, unless it was there, I didn't see it. But in this particular battle, you see Cardassian ships. Now, I know the second Battle of Jintaka, there's Cardassian ships there, Breen ships too as well. But I think this is more likely the case, that it's Sacrifice of Angels. Again, would be nice if we would go into the TFO with the appropriate era ship, and we stay on that ship, and they don't give us, a ship of just like a random choice. I would hate to go in this TFO in, let's say, especially this battle scene, I love this, in the Galaxy class, and then all of a sudden you shove me into a Miranda. Bruh, please don't do that. I'm just saying, don't do that. But again, prominent Cardassian ships getting destroyed here. I love this scene when the Galaxy flew by there and hit the Cardassian ship there. So this is what I think this new TFO is going to be. The Sacrifice of Angels, a historic recreation just like the previous 3 that we've had, and this is the new one that they're going to be adding. So going back here to the Twitter feeds, I really do think it's going to be that. Now, there could be a huge possibility that they could give us 2 TFOs. What if, captains? they gave us the Battle of Chintaka and Sacrifice of Angels. Ooh, that would be amazing. Not only that, but what if the Cisco, makes some sort of appearance? Even I would love that. I would love that. Some sort of cutscene. Of course, all these are going to have some sort of cutscenes, but this will probably feature the DS9 crews, I would believe. But what if they also were able to get Cisco? Now, if they didn't get Cisco, they could do what they did for Battle War 359, which was use the audio from the show. I think that would be absolutely spectacular if they did that. Please, Deca, make that happen. Now, if it's going to be announced, it's probably already done, obviously. And I would think to make this TFO feel that much better or closer to the series, just like World 359, just like they did in, of course, the Battle of the Binary Stars, give us the voice actors, at least the audio, at the very least the audio, or the actual actors reprising their roles. The Cisco, we have to have the Cisco in one of these, or both. I would like them to give us both TFOs, to be honest with you. Caps, both Battle of Chintaka and, of course, Sacrifice of Angels. So some exciting stuff to look forward to. So definitely going to cover that here on the YouTube bridge when we get more information. So do us a favor, Caps, hit the like button, comment below, let me know your thoughts. What do you think we're going to be getting? How do you think the TFO is going to be, or TFOs are going to be? And of course, we'll have that discussion there in the comments. Again, I would just be over the moon if we actually got one or both of these messages and get the Cisco back, or to Star Trek Online. Of course, just consider subscribing here to the YouTube bridge, and we'll leave it on this note.
Live long and prosper.